Steve's in Boston. Steve, what would you like to say?
I'd just like to say, why can't we just trade evenly around the world and with the EU? You know, just get on with it. I'm a builder. I've just had 8 years of torture. Not very good trade. Now it's booming. Around my wife's job, she works for a flexographics company. She trades mostly with non-EU countries, just on the edge of the EU, because the EU...
While we're in...
They're not competitive.
So we're in the EU and she's trading happily with non-EU countries?
Yes, because the EU is not competitive.
Why are we leaving then?
Well, look, we can still trade with them. It's just that we want to free trade.
That's not what I asked. If she's doing great trade with countries outside the EU, how can
she's doing trade with both, but
exactly.
More
so why do we need to leave
non-EU?
Yeah, but she's already trading with them, Steve. So the argument that we need to leave to trade with them just fell apart beneath your very feet.
Well, no. We should just trade freely with the EU and the rest of the world.
You just told me that she does.
Well, yeah, but so why are you complaining about it's terrible to leave?
Well, I'm saying we don't need to leave because she's already doing what many people told us we had to leave to do. I mean, and also, you know, when you say...
We need to leave to control our own rules. We should rule ourselves.
So when she trades with a non-EU country, they obey our rules, do they? They don't have any say in it themselves.
Trade's trade.
Yes, and it involves two people agreeing on a mutually recognised set of rules. So it's never going to be our rules, is it? It's always going to be two bodies, two trading blocks agreeing on a mutually recognised set of rules.
But we're not ruled by people elected. It's becoming a dictator. The EU is a dictatorship.
No, but you know it isn't, Steve. I appreciate you've this word pops up a lot and things like that, but it isn't a dictatorship because it is, I mean, absolutely a democratically elected institution. Otherwise, you
can't have a one-size-fits-all.
We had elections. No, but again, one-size-fits-all means nothing, Steve. So let's go back. Let's go back to the original question. What in the future will make you look back and say to me, you see, look what we're doing now that we couldn't do then?
Argue and waste time.
No. I mean, in the context of, to use your example, trading or anything else that's policy-based or political, 10, 15 years from now, what will we be doing that we can't do now that will make me go, do you know what, Steve, you had a point?
To a certain extent, not a great deal different, apart from, hopefully, we'll be just trading freely and fairly.
Yes, but you've already told me, using your wife's example, that she already does that. So what will she then, not just me, what will she be doing 15 years from now that will make her say... that will make her say to me, or okay, I mean, obviously, it doesn't have to be specifically her, anybody at all who can look back in 15 years and say, look what I can do now that I couldn't do then. What would you go for first, you think, mate?
It's clutching at straws. We don't know.
That's my view.
Let's just look after what we've got.
Yeah, well, that's membership
in the right manner.
Steve, what we've got is membership of the single market and the customs union. So I agree with you. We should look after what we've got, but you think we should leave what we've got. So you can't look after it while leaving it. Final chance, 15 years, 20 years, 50 years from now, what will we be able to do that will make you look at me and say, you see, look what we can do now that we couldn't do then?
Don't know, but I just want to make our own rules, control our own country.
Yeah, but we've established that that's impossible if you want to trade with other countries, because you have to have a mutually agreed set of rules that you have both consented to.
There we are. That's why we always have. It's rules.
But you're the one that brought up rules, not me, Steve.
Look, just fairness and honesty, which MPs are not capable of.
Well, that might be, but that's not an answer to the question. As a passionate leaver, what it is, 15 or 20 years from now, that you'll be able to point at and say, look what we can do that we couldn't do then. What have you got, Stevie?
We'll just probably have less problems.
We'll just probably have less problems.
Yeah, yes, less red tape and less problems.
Less red tape and less problems, but we should also look after what we've got.
Oh. somehow. But I don't think no one's got the answer, but we're just wasting time.
I've got the answer.
Just get on with it.
I've got the answer. There's nothing that you can say to me will be happening in 15 years that you can point at and prove that Brexit was a good idea. But I don't want to conclude that until I've given you one more chance to answer the question.
Well, you can't answer it because we don't know.
So why are we doing it?
Look, I can only speak for what's happened to me in my job. We've had 8 years of torture, thanks to the bankers, in which none of them have been.
Yes, but Steve, if you're going to tell me things are going really well now, you know what I'm going to say, don't you?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, but they're not going very well because of the EU.
No, but
they're
I'm going to point out that we're in it.
Yeah, well, it's not working.
So we don't need.
So the EU won't exist.
I thought you just said things were going really well while we're in it. How is that an argument for leaving it?
Well, they're going well here, but they're not going very well over there, are they?
Over where?
In France, in Italy.
But you just said all I can talk for is my own job, and now you're talking about Emmanuel Macron and Italy.
No.
How did that happen, Steve?
We have to be linked to them. You know, we have to be law takers.
So you don't want to trade with them anymore?
I do want to trade, but fairly. I don't want to take the rules.
But you can't trade without rules, Steve.
Basic rules, not just takers.
So what rule is it, top of the list, the rules you're looking forward to getting rid of, mate?
European Court of Justice.
And how does that affect trade?
Not a great deal, but trade.
So let's try again then. In the context of
still trade with us.
Yes, but according to rules that are set in this case by them. So what are the rules you're looking forward to getting rid of?
Well, we haven't got good enough businessmen to argue the case. When we buy more off them than they off us.
Steve, this is just word salad now. It's really simple to give me a rule that you're looking forward to getting rid of.
Oh, you're right. I couldn't put a finger on it, but...
why'd you vote for it then, mate?
Oh, because is it 90% of my area voted out?
I'm asking you, Steve. I can only talk to you one at a time.
Well, yeah, I voted out because I just want things to be more controlled in my country by my country.
Right. For example?
Pardon?
For example?
Immigration for a start.
Okay.
Controlled.
Thank you, mate. There we go. It's 10:46.